I'm Silicado, Senior Program Associate at DreamWakers, which is an education technology nonprofit based in Washington, D.C. A key part of my work with DreamWakers is speaking with educators like yourselves and sharing about our services and also learning about your individual experiences in the education space. Particularly given the last year, I just wanted to take a moment to acknowledge and thank you for your ever-evolving and demanding role in the lives of your students and of their parents and their families and within your own community and families as well. It's really appreciated, and we couldn't do what we do without each and every one of you, so thank you. I'm really excited to share with all of you DreamWakers and the work that we do to support educators like yourselves in your virtual, hybrid, and in-person classrooms. So I'd like to begin by showing you a very short video that highlights our work and shares a little bit about what we're all about.
Wherever you are today, you can make it. You just have to believe.
The single most important thing you can do in your life, no matter what you do, is to continue to learn, and you can learn anything.
If you work, dig deep, persevere, you will accomplish. I guarantee.
As you can see, DreamWakers is dedicated to helping students see what they can be. In simple terms, that means we connect with 4th through 12th grade educators in under-resourced and rural schools, and we connect them with dynamic role models who can expose them to the possibilities for their futures. Our aim is to help diminish the opportunity gap for students from low-income communities by providing them with the unique opportunity to meet professionals from diverse backgrounds and perspectives that are beyond their immediate surroundings. So we do this through virtual interactive sessions via video chat, which we call flash chats. A flash chat is intended to shed light on the real-world applicability of course lessons and really bring curriculum to life, and to inspire the next generation of leaders to really envision and plan for their own futures. At DreamWakers, our mission is so important to us because a wide segment of America's youth lacks consistent exposure to career opportunities and dynamic professional role models, and especially role models who look like them and share their backgrounds. I am sure that none of the data that I'm about to share is new to any of you, but you can really see it here. Studies have shown that only 9% of children from America's least affluent families graduate from college, compared to 77% from the wealthiest families. Additionally, students from low-income backgrounds are less likely to have access to extracurricular activities, educational experiences, and resources, and that can manifest into profound academic and professional consequences. Additionally, in 2019, approximately 7 in 10 employers cited talent shortages in their fields, more than 3 times higher than a decade prior. If students aren't exposed to the many career possibilities that lie ahead of them, how can they possibly prepare? So we know that when youth have positive adult role models, they are more likely to have academic confidence, be engaged in school, and show interest in learning. I know none of this is news to you all as educators, but at DreamWakers, we're really aiming to create exposure for students to learn about the possibilities for the future. We want to create connections and inspire at a time when it's very much needed. So now you may be asking, so how do we do this? What do flash chats look like? And that's a great question. We provide connection and inspiration, really bringing the world into your classroom, as we say. Each flash chat is 45 minutes, and it's an interactive experience. So as I mentioned, flash chats are designed to connect the dots between class and career. They're designed to maximize multidimensional student learning. Typically, we follow a Q&A style session. So students are in the driver's seat. They're really practicing their capabilities in interacting with professionals, and they're practicing their critical thinking skills and comprehension skills. By guiding the conversation, students are able to focus on the themes that are most interesting and relevant to them. So what does our network of speakers look like? They are diverse in race, ethnicity, geography, career field, but more than anything, they have one thing in common, and that's that they're dynamic and engaging and relatable, and they are committed to really connecting with the next generation. Since the beginning of DreamWakers in 2015, we've worked with educators like you, beaming into virtual conversations from their physical classroom. But of course, we know that's no longer the norm. Our flash chat model translates perfectly into the world of remote and hybrid instruction. In addition to our continued presence in in-person classrooms, we are in hybrid classrooms and virtual classrooms alike. Amid all that has happened in the last year, we really remain committed to creating opportunities for your students to connect to the outside world and to really think forward to a future, even when that's really hard to do. We are committed to ensuring that you and your students' needs are at the heart of our work. We're dedicated to working with what works for you. So we know many of you are accustomed to or required to use particular platforms, and we're ready for them all. Finally, we are committed to remaining a free resource, particularly for schools where 50% or more of the student body is on free or reduced lunch. And for those of you who don't meet this criteria, please reach out. We're more than open to a conversation. If you're interested and you're wondering now, how do I get started? It's as easy as 4 steps. First, we have a brief educator interest form where you can tell us about yourself, your school, and your students. From there, you'll get a welcome email, and you'll have the opportunity to ask any questions and learn more. Next, upon indicating interest, you'll receive a link to our flash chat request form. On this form, you can tell us what your students are studying, when they're available, and any additional information that can really help us to curate the perfect match in a speaker for your classroom. Once we've matched you with the ideal vetted dream speaker, we will send over the speaker's bio and a list of sample questions that you can use to help prepare your students to make the most of the upcoming conversation. The final step in the process is to join. So we will join the conversation at the agreed upon link at the date and time that we've decided upon. You'll be joined by a DreamWakers staff member who will help co-host the conversation. Ultimately, together with you, we build a web of tangible connections through our flash chats, really linking students, regardless of geography, to top-tier career role models. Our network includes more than 700 professionals from 300 companies, and it grows every single day. The data you see here reflects just some of the tangible impact flash chats have on classrooms. You can see that nearly universally, each career conversation adds tangible value to those lessons. Educators give an average rating of 4.9 out of 5. 90% of classrooms report continuing to talk about their flash chat even days after it's ended. 7 in 10 students report feeling more confident speaking to a career professional after having a flash chat. These are just the numbers we can quantify, but the relational impact is surely just as important. As we start to wrap up, I wanted to share a few frequently asked questions we get from new educators. I know some of you may be wondering if your school meets our requirements of targeting rural schools and populations where 50% or more of the student body is on free and reduced price lunch. If you aren't sure or you have questions, reach out. We are always open to having a conversation if our services seem to align with the needs of your school. Another common question is about using DreamWakers if you're not a traditional classroom teacher. And the answer is a resounding yes. Our community includes librarians, IT assistants, department heads, summer program coordinators, after-school service providers, and many, many more. If you work with groups of students and they could benefit from virtual connections outside of their immediate vicinity, we're here to work with you. In terms of Flash Chat request limits, the short answer is that there isn't one. We work with several schools that have a monthly Flash Chat, or one per semester, or a yearly virtual career fair. Once you've indicated your interest and done a few Flash Chats to learn about what they are and how they work, we'll work with you closely to set up a Flash Chat schedule that makes sense for your students. If you still have questions, I would love to hear from you. Here, you can find the link to the Educator Interest Form, our website, and my direct email address. I'd love to hear from you and answer any other questions that you may have. Once again, I want to thank you for all of the work that you put in every single day to support your students and their dreams. And thank you for taking time to learn about DreamWakers. We look forward to the opportunity to connect with your classroom. Stay safe and take care.